Have you ever wondered why the hook at the end of your tape measure is a little wiggly? Or what these black diamond markers are all over your tape? Well then stick around, because I've got explanations for both of those and a whole lot more hidden features about tape measures that you probably don't know about. So let's talk about it. Hey, what's going on? My name is Chris, and in this video, we're gonna dive deep into the world of tape measures. That's right, something you use all the time, every day like I do, and you just take for granted. Well, there's actually a whole lot of thought and engineering that went into these, and a whole lot of features too. So let's get right into it. All right, let's start with the hook at the end, because it's the part that I get asked about the most. The hook is connected by 2 or 3 rivets, and it's a little loose. Now, this is not a flaw, it's actually by design. If you look closely at the first inch of the tape, you'll notice that it's just shy of 1 inch long. This is so that when you're measuring something from the inside or the outside of a surface, you get the correct measurement, because that metal hook is about 1/16 of an inch thick. This helps make up the difference when you're measuring. Just be sure to pull or push the tape measure accordingly when measuring to get the correct measurement. So, no, it's not just you. Speaking of the hook, there's a wide hole at the very end. This is actually a nail and screw hole for hooking the end onto the head of a nail or a screw. This is handy for measuring as well as drawing a radius. Now for the radius, just hook it onto the head of the nail or screw and use a pencil to create your circle. While the metal is traditionally there for you to hook the tape onto something that's beneath it, many also have upward facing metal tabs for hooking onto something above the tape. Now one final thing about the hook. There's usually a gap or some sort of serration at the bottom of the hook. This is so that you can press down and mark the surface by sliding it back and forth in case you don't have a pencil handy. It's like a built-in scribing tool. See, I told you there was probably a whole lot that you didn't know about, and all of that was just about the hook. On the back of your tape measure, you'll find a measurement. This tells you the width of the bottom of the tape measure, so when you're measuring, you can include the tape measure itself. Just add the indicated amount. It varies for each tape measure, so be sure to look. Even for these 3 that I have, it varies. 3 1/4 inch, 3 1/2, and 3 5/8. Using this as part of the measurement is great for measuring frames for windows and doors where bends usually occur when trying to measure them. It's also perfect for tight areas where you really can't see. Just place the tape measure inside, extend it all the way out, then pull out the tape to see the measurement. On the tape, there are the usual markings for inch, 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch, and 1/16 of an inch. You can also easily recognize the black arrow foot markings every 12 inches and the red markings every 16 inches to indicate the center of wall studs. But right around 19 3/16 and every 19 3/16 thereafter, there is a small black diamond. These indicators are for measuring stud spacing used by builders that need a 19-inch center as opposed to the typical 16-inch center. All blades on tape measures are curved, and that is for rigidity, otherwise they just flop around. Now all 3 of these tape measures have the exact same blade width, 1 1/4 inch. What's interesting is that the 25 and 30-foot tapes have a standout or reach of 11 feet, while the 30-foot tape measure is 13 feet before it breaks. That 2 feet longer is a huge difference with the same blade width. So my guess is that it comes down to its more durable blade coating that makes the difference. Most have a belt clip that can be easily removed just by using a Phillips screwdriver. I have one here though, a 35-foot tape that has a screwless belt clip. You need to wedge a flat blade screwdriver in there to pop it out. And some tape measures feature a magnet at the very end of the hook. Now this is helpful if you want to measure something starting from a metallic surface. It's also handy if you happen to drop a fastener or a tool and you need to pick it up without having to get down off a ladder or some other tall surface. And I've been there way more times than I would like to admit. So how strong really is that magnet? Well, I went fishing with a few things around my shop. You can use the tape to draw lines. Place the tape upside down and just use it as a straight edge. You can also place a pencil at the end of the hook while using your other hand to slide the tape along the edge of a piece of wood. Be sure to use the lock to keep the tape in place. And finally, I have one more feature that I'd like to talk about. Well, I guess it's kind of a personal thing that has nothing to do with it being a tape measure whatsoever, which is I use these for holding up products for product photography, basically to prop up stuff. So I'll have to shoot something for a video and it's a product that will inevitably want to fall over if I try to stand it up straight. So I go grab one of these because it's always nearby, it's always handy, and I love it because it actually weighs quite a bit for its size, and it's small, and it's got this over molding, so whether it's standing up or laying down, it actually stays put. Sometimes I'll add a piece of tape, but for the most part, it stays out of the way of the shot, and I use it all the time. Sometimes I grab a couple of these depending on the product. And anyway, just something weird that I do. Just thought I'd share. Plus, you can also prop up your smartphone against it so you can go and watch more episodes of Tool Talk. Well, I hope you learned something from this video, and if so, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more in the future. Now, if you have any tips or tricks of your own, please comment down below. I'd really appreciate it, as well as the community. And by the way, I did try that whole back scratching idea. It actually works pretty well. Not as good as my back scratcher though. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.